In 1951, an organization was created to compensate victims and survivors of the Holocaust.
Come on in, Michael.
Part of the Claims Conference goal is to make sure that all Holocaust survivors, wherever they are in the world, are living their last years in dignity and with some comfort.
We're going to see about paying for some of your medicine for 2014.
The JFSA distributes claims conference funding to ensure survivors in need receive critical support. The conference requires a portion of matching donations, and these funds are raised from donors in our community.
If you want the wheelchair, let me know.
These people fought for our lives. They went through these horrible, horrible times. How can we not repay them? We can never repay them, but we do what we can. Going to my friend Isaac's house. To know him is to love him. The thumbs up. He's ready to go.
I met Isaac and his wife Bernice about 8 years ago when I first started in the seniors department. Unfortunately, Bernice passed away a few years ago, but I've still been very close with Isaac and trying to help fill the big void since she's been gone. Hi, Isaac.
At 87, Isaac Messenger still has a sparkle in his eye.
Still moving around.
You got the boxer in you still.
After losing his family during the war, Isaac was sent to an orphanage in Russia. There, he was singled out as a Jew.
A lot of kids didn't like me, so I started fighting, beat up a few guys, and then that didn't bother me too much.
At 16, he lied about his age in order to join the army, delivering maps and intelligence on the Russian front, until
The aeroplane comes, shooting down, and boom, dropped the bomb and destroyed the Jeep. I still got a little shrapnel, you see.
where he ended up in hospital.
I came out, they gave me a medal for bravery, and I kept on living.
And what a life he led.
Lou Armstrong, Macaroni said to me, "It's you're taller than me." I said to him, "I can't believe it." Here's Rocky Marciano.
He led a glamorous life,
We went out for dinner together.
rubbing shoulders with both the famous and the infamous.
Me and Mick used to go to Caesar's Palace. I toughed around with the toughest.
And became a well-known figure himself.
Was one of the best in Vancouver.
With the death of his wife, Isaac was lost. She had looked after everything. Isaac never learned how to read or write.
I wouldn't have had nobody if they didn't send me help. Now I need help.
He is now getting some home support paid for by the Claims Conference, and also we're helping him with his medication and some other extraordinary expenses he's struggling to pay for.
I need a haircut very badly.
Okay.
It is the home support, and it is going to medical appointments, and it is accessing resources that is so important, but it's also all the stuff that happens in between that.
Now we're going to get you handsome.
It's become something that's bigger than our job itself. Because of the significance we make in these seniors' lives, we know if it was our own parents and they were going through this, we'd want to do the best job we could for them.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
That's what we do every day here.
And give them all a hug from me.
I will.
When Wendy's husband died suddenly in 1995, he left a family unequipped to deal with the aftermath. Wendy battled depression.
I buried the loss, and as a result, my children buried the loss because I didn't have the tools to go through the grieving process with them.
Their grief, unresolved, affected the family for years and spilled into the next generation. Daughter Kate struggled with drug and alcohol abuse.
I put drugs before everything. I was not a very attentive mom. I did things that I'm not proud of.
Her young son suffered emotionally, and it affected his behavior. When Kate went into rehab, Wendy took over the care of her grandson.
I realized that my grandson was in need of desperate help.
So how is he doing?
10 days after contacting the JFSA, Wendy found herself sitting across from Nava Rosen.
Like kicking her and hitting her.
She and her grandson began play therapy, which lasted for months.
Take a block and we say one of our favorite things.
Gradually, I saw his therapy changing from extremely violent, extremely dark. It just, progressively got lighter and lighter and lighter.
I love sunny days.
He really changed how he interacted with us. Nana's turn. I love
At that point,
ice cream.
Nava suggested therapy for Wendy.
Been a very moving experience. Something that gave her a sense of trust in me to understand the extent of pain that she's going through.
I thought, I need to mend my relationship with my daughter and I need to understand what my grandson had been through, and it would probably be good, so I agreed.
So, how was the past week for you guys?
Shortly after getting out of rehab, Kate started coming as well.
It's been good for
Kate
me.
and I had a session together, which for me was the turning point. You're an inspiration. I actually asked my daughter a question about her dad, and just seeing the pain in her brought out this intense grief in me. And I was able to sit there in the chair and absolutely, from the depths of my soul, let out the pain.
When we have the opportunity to bring people together to tell their stories, something very interesting happens. They can all witness each other's discomfort or pain. You Matter has the capacity to be able to work with all generations, from child to parent to grandparent. We bridge the gaps between the generations.
It was for the first time talking about the pain that separated them.
And how loss also brought you all together?
If only one of us had, went through the healing and the journey, it wouldn't have had the same impact. Instead of the grief and the pain pulling us further apart, it's actually brought us totally together as a family.
My whole life's changed since I've been here. My son trusts me and trusts that I won't leave him now, which is really remarkable.
Kate is now in a happy and healthy relationship, and Wendy has a new granddaughter. Their painful past is behind them.
How do you thank somebody who's transformed not only your life, but the lives of your family, my entire family? Our lives have been changed by NAVA and by JFSA.
Heard about it. It's all about loss, pain, anguish, loneliness, embarrassment, neediness. Being clean for 3 months, then crashing and burning for another month. My brain was kidnapped. Yes, you're able to rip the hearts out of your own children.
He used to own some of Vancouver's most popular restaurants. He was a proud father of 2. For Michael, life was good. Then his marriage collapsed, and his business, and Revenue Canada came calling.
A perfect storm of calamity. I couldn't cope with the guilt of losing my friends, families, people who believed in me. I ran away. I ran away from living in a double lot in Point Grey to the downtown east side. It seemed like the only choice I had.
Although he managed to hold down the odd job, he lost over 10 years of his life to addiction.
I couldn't keep messing up. I wanted to be clean.
A year ago, he walked into the Union Gospel Mission and began a rehab program.
Out of all the places, for a Jewish guy to end up, go figure.
Shall we go?
That first step out of the wilderness of addiction was possible because of the support of the JFSA. For 3 years before entering rehab, the agency provided Michael with constant and critical help.
In a time of desperation, I was able to go there. It was a lifeline.
It is scary.
Again, it's new for...
Along with counseling, he received food, transit vouchers, and even baseball tickets to help him bond with his son. But most of all, for Michael, it was about the caring.
So you promised that you will talk to your doctor about it. He couldn't function anymore in regular, daily life, and it was scary for him to do some of the basic things, to do a phone call, to go to a bank, to go to see a doctor. The agreement was, if you don't do that on your own, we go together. Oh. He actually needs somebody to sit with him, to support him, to say, I didn't have breakfast, to say, I feel stressed out.
The most beautiful quality about Tanya is her compassion, and how she translates that into what I need.
Did you eat something this morning?
Not exactly, no. I needed that, nurturing from somebody. I needed that love that she was able to give to me.
Michael's been free from drugs for over a year and ready to move on and get back what he lost.
A new chapter in my life, the reconstruction of Michael.
His daughter Rebecca is back in his life. They've even decided to share an apartment.
It's a little scary. It's going to be something new. I just want to get him out of the downtown east side.
So this is going to be your first computer lesson. So here.
This new chapter brings many challenges. He'll need to learn basic skills, find employment, and stay focused.
And now Rebecca is a big part of that story.
You can take the initiative because
she's keeping him accountable for many daily things that he needs to do.
So call back and tell her that it's not an issue.
Yes, okay. And we'd like to just give you a deposit. I just wanted to confirm that. Bye now. That was the message machine.
There we go.
Good.
Was that good?
That was good. Are you still anxious around it?
I'm just anxious to get on with life again.
Well, congratulations, we have a place, you have a place.
We have a place, yes.
I feel like I have a place now too.
Kitchen here?
Yeah, it's a nice kitchen.
Simply put, the JFSA gave a man his life back.
I definitely would not be where I am today. No, I'm glad you're here. I needed a hand.
And returned a father to his children.
It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
What type of message would I be sending to two children if their father would have died a drug addict? Only good things to come. Only good things.